In the southern winter of 2022, I sailed my 1989 Pacific Seacraft Krelock 34 named Sea Change from Panama to French Polynesia and then on to Fiji. In this episode, my red track shows how I sailed from my check-in port of Savusavu upwind against the prevailing trade winds along the large eastern peninsula of Vanuatu to the northeastern tip of Taveuni Island before heading further east to the atoll of Wailagilala. And look what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 what I believe are pilot whales at our bow. This is Wednesday, September 7th, and we're motoring from Savusavu up to a place called Vianney Bay, which is supposed to have some fantastic diving. And there's 3, the other one's further ahead. Come on guys, show yourselves. Oh, here's one more. There we go. Very cool. Oh, and there's one there, and one way up in front. They have no trouble staying up with us. Trivial for them. We're doing 4.5. Whoa! Jeez. Mine came flying through. Clear the right here. And this one up in front is kind of getting boisterous. Just did a jump that I missed. And there's one more way up ahead. Oh, they're talking to each other. I can hear them squeaking. Very cool. Oh, that's a bigger one. Yep. And one way ahead. Alrighty. This is super cool. Look at this one, upside down, taking a look at us. Hello, dude. There's the bubbles from the singing. Whoa, don't splash me. This is too cool. All right, enough video. My first stop was the spectacular Vianney Bay, where I did indeed do a scuba dive, only my 6th since certification in 1984, and it was to 90 feet along the famous white wall of soft corals. The bay itself was a difficult anchorage with lots of coral, so having found a sandy spot for the anchor, I floated the chain with a combination of a pearl farm float and a fender to prevent it catching on the coral as we swung around. It's Friday, 9th of September, and I'm in Vianney Bay. There's the boats and anchorage out there. Here's two of the many dogs that follow you around everywhere. And a huge fig tree here. And this is the Dive Academy of Fiji. They've got all their gear in that hut, and this is their sort of office area here. I did a dive with them yesterday. They have 2 little cottages that you can rent here, and then they have a very nice restaurant, an outside eating area. Had dinner here last night, but tonight a special thing is happening. They're having a lovu, which is and they cook the food wrapped in leaves on top of red hot stones that have been heated in a fire. So I'm going to go over there now. This is the fire preparing for the lovu. It's been burning for hours, and the rocks are red hot inside, and they're just taking the wood out now to prepare the bed of rocks that they're going to then put all the food that's been wrapped in leaves. The leaves are piled up over here, and here's cassava getting ready to be wrapped. Here's a whole lot of coconut ready to be used. Here's the chicken all wrapped up in palm fronds. They've put the taro on first. rinsed.
Where do you come from?
In seawater here, and there goes the chicken, wrapped in palm fronds. Last of the taro going on here, and behind is the wrapping of something else, which I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. Let's see. What are you wrapping up?
The pig.
Ah, this is the pig. Okay. Yeah. Getting wrapped up, ready to be roasted. I guess it's been marinating for a while in the pot, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Neat job. Well done. Nice. Large package is wahoo. Small packages are the fish, and then the coconut, all wrapped up with the pig on this side, chicken on the other side, taro underneath, and now they cover everything with palm fronds to seal the whole job up. Meanwhile, I'm getting smoked out here. All right, a little bit of support, and then lots of fronds going on top. Seal the whole thing up, keep the heat in, and get the cooking going. Very cool. Oh, and then these huge leaves to seal everything in. Here is the final setup of the lovo, covered with empty rice sacks and a plastic sheet, and then the reveal after 2 hours of cooking. The many dishes were arrayed buffet style, a beautiful table was set outside, and we enjoyed the feast with the owner of Fiji Dive Academy on the left, her friend and my dive master beyond her, other cruisers and divers, and me on the right front. This is the local primary school. Got these signs up about it all. There's the buildings up in the back with a big field in the front. And here's the kids in the school bus. Bye-bye! Imagine having the school bus be a motor launch to take you home. Bye-bye. That evening I enjoyed a gorgeous full moon rising, followed by a perfectly calm dawn. It's Saturday, 10th of September, and I was up early watching the full moon set, and now we have dawn, and the sun's going to come up in a little while. I'm in Vianney Bay in Fiji, and I want to see if I can record the dawn chorus, because there are lots of birds singing, so I'm going to shut up for a little bit. I then motor-sailed up the Somo Strait to the northeast tip of Taveuni Island to an anchorage near the village of Matagi. Sunday the 11th of September, and we're headed east to the tip of Taveuni, I think it's called, this big island on the right. I'll show you in a minute. And 3 very large dolphins have joined us. And there we go. And they're the same size as the pilot whales. Oh, that looks like that was it. Oh well. Got going at sunrise, 6 a.m. Wind is very light. Here's Taveuni. I think that's how it's pronounced. The anchorage at Matagi was in sand with only a few coral bommies to avoid, and a lovely restaurant on the hill ashore had excellent pizza and a view back to the anchorage with sea change on the right. This was my base for an excursion around to the wetter east side of Taveuni Island, to Bouma National Park for a lovely hike to its 3 Taveuni falls. It's Monday, I think it's the 12th of September. I'm on a walk through this amazing national park, Bouma National Park, with the Taveuni waterfalls. There's 2 of them, and all sorts of birds calling that I can't see easily. And here is a very defensive purple crab. What the hell are you doing up here, dude? That is quite something. Look at his beautiful claws. He's very willing to protect himself. Awfully cool. This is the 3rd and highest of the 3 waterfalls, Taveuni waterfalls. This one's not very high. Well, it's not the highest, the furthest away from the coast. Longest hike. Kind of hard to see, but on the edge there are these beautiful pink orchids, and everything is just so lush and green. It's crazy. And these huge tree ferns, some of them must be 50 feet high. Anyway, I'm gonna have a very nice swim in this pool. I'm first up here, nobody else around. Sweet. My next objective was a beautiful crescent bay on a private island called Matagi, but it involved a rough motor sail upwind. Small dolphins. It's Tuesday 13th. They are going to come play in the bow. It's really rough, so I am not going up there to film them. Oh man, they are having fun up there. Okay, we're bashing our way up to Matagi Island, which is up over there. Beautiful little crescent island that we're going to stay in for one night. Imagine my surprise to encounter another boat with a home port in Illinois, Springfield to our Urbana. The bay has a lovely white sand beach that we cruisers could visit after the guests of the private resort had departed, allowing my usual collection of cone snail shells for a friend. From there I fought even farther upwind, achieving 45-degree tacks only by motor sailing with the jib and staysail sheeted tightly inside the shrouds. Objective Wailagilala atoll, which has a single large motu with 7 buildings of a never-opened resort guarded by a single guy and his dogs. After walking around the motu, I moved south to the other end of the atoll, where a massive squall hit us. It's the 16th of September. I'm in Wailagilala atoll, and we're about to get hit by a big squall. It has engulfed the atoll and you can't even make it out. I mean the motu over there. This is sort of like being in Beveridge Reef now, out on the right hand side of the atoll, far away from the motu. It's beautiful shallow turquoise water. Well, it's a nice wide open pass, easy to sail through. There's the port or south side, and a couple of 100 yards, let's say, and there's the starboard or north side. Nice easterly breeze just wandering us through here at 4 knots, and not much current. You see no standing waves or anything crazy. You can see a little bit of swirling water over here, but that's it. Very simple. In the next episode, I sailed down the Lau or eastern group of limestone islands all the way to the most southeastern island of Angier before turning west to Viti Levu.